Mic check. Mic check. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mic check. Being from the Philippines. We're live in the darkened basement of Bye Bye City Leyte. We've had several brownouts today. It's already starting. Economic, cultural, and political change. For this is the year of the fireworks. What does that mean for you? We'll find out. Let's talk about it. What does that make it? Somewhere around 6 a.m. in California on a Sunday morning. Folks just waking up, fine Christian people getting ready to go to church. I hope you don't mind me doing a show in the dark today. I realize how inauthentic this is. But we'll make it through okay, I'm sure. Let's see who all's in the house. Mike Married is here. Nicole Hartz. Lorraine Pajares is in the house. Anna May is here. Moelma, Madeline Reyes. Yenarine, thanks for dropping by. We got RD Vlogs. Who else is here? Thelma is here. Hello, Thelma. How are you? G, it's always nice to see you. Guy, is it Guy or G? Ancho. Viana Cañas has stopped by to say hi. Welcome in, everybody. Chrissy is here. How's it going this fine Sunday evening at 9 p.m. in the Philippines? I know the gas prices are shocking. They shocked us. Prices went down, though, a little bit today. They went down to 82 or 83. That's not so bad. I do apologize for my cold. We're starting to get over it a little bit. I took a little Tylenol to deaden the brain a little bit. Don't need much help there, though. Let's see what's going on. I feel a cough coming on. I might have to hit my cough button. I'm not sure it's even working. Kylie, vlog channel. Or is it Kyle? Tim Deziak is here. Tim, isn't it past your bedtime? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to try and be as, inauthentic as I could possibly be in this live stream. Larice Resurrection Jusay is here. How are you, Larice? That's so nice to see you. Mangay's in the house. That came out without warning. Let me take a sip of my libation. Yeah, I'm drinking coal tar today. I'm hoping that it's going to help clear things up. What do you think? Think coal tar is a good thing to be drinking? Des is here. How's everything going? Yeah, as many of you know, I am right 99.9% of the time. And so I sort of predicted this turmoil that we would be in, this global event that's going to probably cause a lot of pain and suffering here in the Philippines. We've already been warned, and I already see a lot of things being talked about on Facebook. For example, the brownouts that are coming, the scheduled brownouts, the gas rationing. Mike is saying that gasoline is going for 179 per liter in Ottawa, which I think is I think we're paying the equivalent of 6.51 per gallon, but like I said, it went down a little bit today, so it must have something to do with supply and demand. Some gas stations were closed and lines were starting to form, but they didn't last long. They did not last long. Not because the gas stations ran out of gas, by the way. It's just when they reopened after getting resupplied, there was a line of motor operators waiting to get their share who weren't able to fill up the night before. That happened at the Petron station near our house right here on the National Highway. Yes, Des, we're back and bye-bye. Yes, not for very long, only until the end of March or April, and then we're heading out again. We've got business in Manila to hang with the fellas, so we'll be heading out. Thank you, 9 million people, for being here. Currently, we're going to be giving away some GCASH today, but we're breaking it up. We're breaking it up into nice bite-sized pieces of 100 peso win. We'll give away the 500, but we'll give it away 100 pesos at a time to 5 different folks. Tim says he hasn't seen any gas stations closed yet. That's good. Have you seen lines around them or people panicking? So here's what we did. We filled the tank up on the van. Anna G is here. Hi, Anna G. We filled the tank up on the van, and then what we're going to do is we're gonna get a transfer pump or a siphon hose. Listen, I went all over the place looking for a transfer pump so we can move gasoline around. The basic idea is, oh, you heard it will close until April 11th. No panic yet. The idea was to fill up the van, keep it full until we need to use it for the generator because there most likely are brownouts coming. We're having intermittent brownouts right now. We usually don't get them much on the weekend, but we've been shut down a couple times today, and luckily we're fired up for this live stream. But yeah, it's been very, very interesting, and so we're just anticipating that we're going to have brownouts, and so we want to make sure we have gasoline for the generator. So we're going to keep the van full in the event that they don't allow containers of gasoline to be bought. There are rumors that that's happening, and then we'll get a transfer pump. Every time we need to move gas around, we'll just grab it from the van. The problem there is that if I can siphon it out of my own van, then most likely others will come up with the same idea. There's probably a run on transfer pumps and siphon hoses over at Shopee right now. COD free 3-day delivery. No brownouts here, Sudan. Why will there be brownouts? Well, I think the brownouts are coming because the electricity on the island of Leyte is generated using diesel fuel and petroleum product, right? So that means if there's no gasoline or it's very expensive, they'll start rationing. They'll not only start rationing the gas, but they're also going to start rationing the electricity. Electricity costs will start to rise also as a result. Gas cans are allowed at the moment, but we have a feeling that they're going to put the kibosh on the gas cans. Jason's in the house. Hi, Jason. Welcome in, welcome in. Rider Adventure is here. So I think you have to anticipate those things happening moving forward. You have to prepare. You know what I feel really badly about is we have a lot of friends, of course, here in the channel, and some of them they do food delivery and they're in the delivery business and they're trike riders, they're trike drivers. They are running around. They have jeepneys and vans, and they're going to be negatively impacted. Their income is going to suffer during this period of time. It's going to make it more difficult to make a living. It already was pretty difficult already. Now you add the price of gas on top of it. It sucks. Happy Sunday night, Mernts. How are you? We're just talking about all this drama that's happening with retail gasoline. And also, one more thing you should prepare for, and I don't know if it's actually going to come to pass, but for sure, the cost of cooking gas or LPG is going to go up. Liquid petroleum is definitely going to be affected. I don't know if you know much about this. I did a little bit of research so you don't have to. A lot of this stuff is coming out of Korea. And Korea has been negatively impacted by the ships not being able to get through the Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz. If you want to, we've played through this before. We were talking about the year, the year of the fire horse, which appears every 60 years. So all you have to do is go back, and I talked about this. You go back 60 years, and of course, you're not worried now, Tim, but it may not impact you. Maybe like LPG is almost doubled, but Tim, the thing is, you have to have the in, right? If you have the in at the gas station, you know what I'm saying. The gas station owner, you'll be okay. But no, if you as long as you have money, as long as you have the 200 or 300 per liter, it's going to be rising up to, you'll be okay. Do I think it'll get that high? Yes. Do I think it's going to come to rationing? Yes. But I have no crystal ball. They don't call me gloom and doom Dan for nothing. You know, they don't call me gloom and doom Dan for nothing. I'm just telling you my opinion about it. We've played through this game before. We were alive when it happened the last time. So I remember, us hiring the teenage girls and boys in the neighborhood to stay with the car until they could get up their turn in line. But oftentimes, they got turned away. There would be hours and hours and hours in line waiting to fill up or getting their ration of gasoline. And then by the time they'd make it all the way to the pumps would be dry already. So eventually what happened with our family is we ended up getting the in, we ended up getting the inside track on the gas station owner, who would give us a call saying, "Hey, I'm about ready to open up in 5 minutes. I got a full load. You guys step up to the plate and we'll load your car up with gasoline first." That's what was going on in the year of the fire horse 60 years ago. So I kind of warned everybody that this was going to happen, but I didn't know that this was going to happen to this degree. I didn't know that it was going to shock the entire economy, the entire global economy, it was going to hit us right where it hurts in the pocketbook. Yeah, that's right. We had gas rationing in the 70s. So this is something that I didn't think that we'd ever see in the rest of my lifetime. But here it is. And what comes next is even more frightening, and that is that everything travels to the Philippines the most expensive ways: planes, trains, automobiles, and ferries, hobble taxi cars, and jeepneys. And they all take gasoline. They all take gas. And so that means that if you're getting a box of Wheaties in, a box of cereal in, does anybody here even know what a Wheatie is? What a box of Wheaties is? If you're getting some oatmeal in, right, that oatmeal is the cost of it is going to be passed down to the consumer. So I'm not sure if rice is going to be impacted since the rice is being subsidized by the government. Their country is already subsidizing the gasoline, however. They already are putting a cap on how much gas stations can charge, and then they're subsidizing that gas. And so that, countries in Asia, some countries like Thailand, have already taken a couple of steps in order to protect their economy because their economy is already fragile. It already ain't doing so well. And so neither was the Philippines for that matter, except you had a pretty good growth rate. Your growth rate was approaching something like 6.5 or 7%. It was going to be a great year up until. And then you have one bad month and it takes all that steady growth away. Oh, yeah, mini wheats. Those were pretty tasty. They are pretty tasty. I wish we could get them here. Jalen, how's it going? Good evening to you. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. That's the reality of it. Now, if you're not impacted, I think it would be difficult not to be impacted by this because everybody eats, everybody needs things, right? So I went around, I did Dan's mini survey. Actually, it was more like an observation. I did notice that Sunday would be a good day to do it because usually everybody comes out on Sunday after church and they hit that Jollibee hard. They go around and the families are usually at the main pier and they're enjoying their barbecue and enjoying their life. And it was a lot slower today. It was very obvious that this is already hitting people in the pocketbook. Is it already hitting you in the pocketbook? Have you noticed the prices? Just the shock of it, just the talk of it on Facebook would most likely get you to curtail your behavior. You all of a sudden would cut back on, maybe you'd be thinking about it. Even if the prices didn't rise, you'd already be shocked into thinking that they were coming. And so maybe you ought to curtail that trip down to the Jollibee. So we went down there and took a look. And sure enough, the Jollibee was not packed like it usually is on the Sunday. It was doing okay. It was humming along. But what I noticed was it didn't have lines coming out the door like it usually does, And so it's already caught my attention. It's already started. In other words, even if the prices haven't gone up, it's affecting the behavior, consumer behavior. Well, you're independently wealthy, Tim. So we understand. It's not going to affect the expats so much. And why is that? It's going to affect the Filipinos. That's because the exchange rate is also going crazy as the peso falls, as it weakens, and they try and shore it up. They try and shore it up the central bank by going out there and selling dollars. Fortunately, they have plenty of dollar reserves to sell. But the banks have the polar opposite response. The banks have to pay out in dollars to their customers. Their commercial customers is what we're talking about, who are importing the items that we enjoy. And so those settlements are done in dollars. They're not done in local currency. So the banks are desperate to buy dollars, which means that the peso rate starts to fall, and some banks are offering a premium to buy up all the dollars that are available. I've noticed some obvious changes, in this, and I want to share them with you. No, I don't want to announce the specific bank, but I could tell you this. I could tell you that Tay is here. Tay Marie is here. I could tell you this, and that is that you're spending more pesos for your groceries. So you're saying that everything evens out, right, Tim? Is that what you're saying? The prices go up, but you're getting a little bit more peso at the exchange, so you're doing okay. So they're going to be Larry is here. Larry Lee is in the house. So what's going on is that some of the banks are offering a premium. So there's two behaviors that I noticed I'd like to share with you. One of them was they were only discounting from the Forex about a quarter of a point in some banks. That means that they were paying a premium for the dollars. Let me give you an example. If the Forex rate was at 60.25, they were paying you or offering you up 60 to buy all the dollars that you had. See what's going on? And usually they would keep a little bit more than that. In other words, they would keep a little bit more and profit for themselves. But right now, so it's a paradox really what's going on. It's a treadmill that's difficult to get off once it gets started. The banks when this all started to happen, everybody all the Westerners that were holding dollars went like, yay, hoo. And I was shaking my head going, oh, this ain't good. And everybody ran to the bank with whatever they were holding in dollar reserves, cashing them in while the getting was good. And it has since slowed down over the last couple of days. So at the beginning of last week, we were storming the bank, myself included, Minnie included. And we just came back from LA. We were packing dollars, and for the sole purpose of trading them off for Filipino pesos. So of course, we're going to take advantage of it, but Filipinos, it's going to hurt it's going to hurt the economy. It's going to hurt Filipinos' wallet and purse, and that's what the problem. All right. Let's talk about so today's topic is really okay, I think I put out there right, June 6, 2026. What does that represent? Well, your immediate thought is going to be the go-to thought is, oh, Dan's going to be talking Antichrist stuff today. The 666. Not really, but yes, kind of. Do you guys notice all the weird stuff that's going on around the world? Not only that, it's not only this Iran thing, right? Is I pronounce E the same as it is here in the Philippines? So the proper pronunciation would be Iran. Please let me know in the comment section below. Tim is saying my trip to Manila on Tuesday has gone up 2K pesos. Yeah, and here's the whole thing. I said on an earlier live that we were getting ready to go, and so I got to go buy tickets, and I'm still delaying it. I have no idea why. Crystal's Adventures in the house. So we have to go and get plane tickets to go from Cebu to Manila. The end is near yet to come. I don't think we're there yet myself, Des. June 6th is Philippine Independence Day, and that's what's so amazing, right? That is what's so amazing is that we have so many things going on June 6th. And so it kind of boggles the mind, but we went through this, if I could recall, we also went through the 666 thing on 6/6/2016 and 6/6/2006. Now the '06, you think that if it were the end of the world, it would have happened then, right? So no, I don't think that the end of the world is upon us. No, not at all. Just want to make it a crystal clear, Crystal's Adventure, that I don't believe it's the end of the world as we know it. What I do think is going on, it's the beginning of a new chapter. It's the beginning of a new phase. All will be revealed in 2026. Yeah. Tim, plan ahead. Yes, plan ahead and avoid the holiday rush. Exactly. So I'll bet you that, and that's what we should have done, and so we're less than 30 days out from this trip. I had explored the possibility with Minnie that we that it would be interesting to uh, do this whole thing from Cebu on different ferries. That we just do that we do island hopping, but it's not as easy as people think. And then what if we get stranded because they cancel ferries? So we could go an hour north of Ormoc and it will take us to a port across to another island, northern Cebu, where we could catch another ferry that will take us to another island until we end up in Luzon. But sooner or later, we're going to end up on 12-hour bus ride or a 30-hour ferry ride. So that may not work out so well. And plus, their cost of fuel is going up also, which means they will also have price adjustments, right? Whose birthday is it? Did we miss somebody's birthday? Oh my goodness gracious. So it's just better to bite the bullet and fly, but I did not think that I was going to end up having to take out a loan in order to pay for the plane tickets. I think we're going to fly a different airline though. I think Cebu Pacific and Philippine Airline, when you add in all the bells and whistles, Moelma, when you add in checked luggage and all this other crap, you end up paying a ton of money. You end up paying a S load of money, as a matter of fact. And so they call themselves a discount airline. I'm talking about Cebu Pacific in particular, but it never seems to math out. You're almost the same price as if you just would go with Philippine Airline. By the way, I did want to speak while I'm thinking about it, and I'm a little perturbed about this, but Cebu Pacific, they have a great product, obviously. They fly with packed planes, but the problem is that on that journey from Taipei, on the journey from when you're heading out internationally, the flight in particular to uh, from Manila to Taipei, they did not give us so much as a peanut. Do you get me? Not so much as a sip of water on that 2.5-hour flight. But now here's what I noticed. So on the way back, we took Starlux all the way through to Cebu. So that means you're going, by the way, Clark to Seattle. So we flew into Seattle on the way to California because I wanted to fly into Ontario International Airport. And I was amazed, Tim, at how they have that set up where you grab your bag before you go through passport control, and then they do facial recognition, no passport required. They just know automatically using facial recognition whether you belong there or not. Was that your experience, Tim? I'm just curious. By the way, flying into Detroit and Chicago is way scarier than flying over Iran, I think. Some 16-year-old kid with a missile launcher will take you right out of the sky. Knitban is in the house. Hi, Knitban. How's it going? I'm trying to be as inauthentic as I possibly can be today, Knitban. So anyway, I was an interesting experience in Seattle, but you get a little perturbed, with Cebu Pacific after you get the add-ons, and then you don't even get so much as a bag of peanuts on that trip over to Taipei. But yet, Starlux served a complete full meal. Oh, you transited through Seattle. I gotcha. So, Tim, you transited through, right? You didn't have to go through passport control. That's the whole thing. Not even so much as a peanut or a drink of water. Oh, they'll let you pay $10 for a meal. They'll let you pay 500 pesos for a meal or whatever it is. Doesn't really matter. It's off-putting. It's off-putting. As a matter of fact, I had a partner a seatmate that we were talking about this on the way back from Starlux from Taipei to Cebu. And he was same complaint, you say, yeah, I would have taken Cebu Pacific. It's so convenient and you don't have to wait, for, 8-hour layover, whatever it is in Taipei. You get home when it's still daylight. But the whole thing is about that is that they don't give you so much as a peanut, not a single snack, not a drink of water, not offer of anything, and you kind of wonder what are all that what are the staff doing on that plane? So there's that. So I think here's what we're gonna try. I think what we're gonna do is I haven't flown Philippine Air Asia in a while. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try Philippine Air Asia. Now I would like to take the to-go ferry to Manila. The problem is with the to-go ferry from Cebu to Manila is they have a lot of cancellations on that route. It's different than bringing it back from Manila to Cebu because as they're going from Cebu to Manila, they're island hopping. They're stopping, offloading, and they're onloading, and they're moving merchandise around, and all that takes time. So you could actually spend 30 hours on that. If you're so lucky that they didn't have a cancellation, then you could be stuck on that ferry for 30 hours, which there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to stay, with your feet on the ground or on the ocean. But I think that time is money, always has been, always will. And you could get a lot of stuff done in 30 hours. And so I think that Minnie and I will fly, even if it runs us 500 round trip for the both of us, which I think it's gonna. I'll be honest, it probably is going to cost the same as an international flight due to these circumstances that are going on in Iran. Now, I'm not so quick to lay blame, by the way. I've seen a lot of stuff on Facebook, where they like to blame that they're president of the United States, and quite frankly, I haven't made a decision about that. But as you know, and I've explained several times on this channel, Democrats and Republicans and politicians in general are different sides of the same coin. I'll believe that from now until death. It's almost scripted. The whole thing is almost scripted. Was our current president, sold a bill of goods by his advisors? Well, I think it went down something like, this will be a 3-day war. That's what I imagine, in my head. That somebody convinced the president that, all we have to do is go in there and drop a few munitions and we'll get what we want. Surprise. Surprise. A slight underestimation for which insiders have told me he's already discovered, and he's pretty pissed about it. So now we're going to enter into a full-blown conflict. But there is something that can be done, and that's turn around and walk away. It's been done before. We did it in Vietnam. We stirred up all kinds of commotion, and we couldn't win, and so we turned around and we left. We left the South high and dry. They've since forgiven us for it. All is forgotten. Let's move forward. In the case of the Vietnam War, somehow I don't think, that is going to happen in this case. And I don't agree with you, Tim, either. I don't agree with it. I think it's going to be prolonged, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I think it's going to be a prolonged engagement, and that is because egos now start coming into play here. And as you know, we have something like 5,000 Marines headed that general direction. all ready to be deployed. And I figure it like this: 5,000 Marines heading that direction. They're not going there for vacation. And they're headed straight for the little island that produces all the LPG gas and the like. This is going to be bad, really bad, unless cooler heads prevail. They check their ego at the door and they just turn around and say, we tried. Shrug your shoulders and go home. We're talking about the Persian Empire here versus a little teeny tiny empire known as the US, who's only been hanging around for 250 years, not thousands of years, 250. We are not holier than thou. Trust me on this. We are not. As a matter of fact, I lean the other way. I tend to lean the other way. The current president had promised us no foreign entanglements, and he was doing just fine that first few months in office. He was doing just fine. And then all of a sudden, they got a hold of him. I don't know. I don't know what hold they have over him. I really don't. But it was enough to get him to change his mind. It's the military industrial complex rearing its head once again. That's what I believe. I can't shake it off. I can't get rid of it thinking that way. You just can't. Not in this case. But I'll remain flexible. My mind can be changed. It's changed by action. If they turn around and went home, then I'm the first person to say, cooler heads did prevail and I was wrong. It is not going to materialize into a prolonged conflict. Folks, we're just human beings. We're just human beings. You know what I mean? And so I'm hoping that we'll act like them and cooler heads will prevail. We'll act like decent human beings. Okay, but if I'm right, you buy me dinner at Denny's. No, actually, I don't want to force you into a bet because I know I'm going to be right. All right. Now honestly, it could go any direction. It could go anyway, but I'm only right 99.9% of the time. But I want to talk about this date, right? Because they talked about it in a negative way. I remember this in 2006. 6606. They said was the year of the great Satan. But that's not the way they view 2026. It is supposed to be the year of, let's see, in numerological terms is what we're talking about. Harmony and love. That's what 6 represents. Harmony and love. So if that's true, harmony, love, family, and nurturing, if that's true, how did it end up being evil? Dan, I probably owe you dinner at Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse does a pretty good job in the Philippines too, don't they, Tim? The pattern is viewed as a double 6 or triple 6 day and signifies completeness and the union of two souls. So believe it or not, a lot of weddings are planned around that date. So that kind of was shocking to me when I started to read about it, to discover it. So that means that you may very well be invited to a wedding on 666. Will you go? By the way, I'm not superstitious at all. We did fly on Friday the 13th. We were in the air up at 40,000 feet on Friday the 13th. Evil Knievel, exactly. So while some people, I'll admit, mostly everybody, most likely everybody here associates 666 with negative biblical symbols. The most modern planners and couples view this specific date as lucky or simply as a fun, memorable, cool date. But I'm not sure that I would be planning my wedding for that date. Um, I'm not exactly sure that would be me. By the way, did I tell you that pretty soon we'll be giving away some GCASH, the union of two souls? That's for people with a split personality. That's a keen point there. But what days occurred, right? It marks the anniversary of the 1944 Normandy landings. So wait, I started thinking about this, and is it possible that if anything were going to happen in the Middle East, it would happen on that date? Well, that's what some people do, Larry. Some people do, and I'm not saying that I'm not one of them. And so when I saw that we would be flying on Friday the 13th, I didn't think anything of it. Oh, it's just another day, and it was a fairly smooth flight. But D-Day anniversary is 6/6/2026. That's 1944 Normandy landings of World War II, a pivotal moment in global history, as Larry will recall. I don't think Larry was there. Oh, whoa, that's interesting. How old is your mom, Crystals? Mom's birthday always falls on Friday the 13th. Is she 90? My mom is about ready to celebrate her 90th birthday, and I'm about ready to celebrate my 69th birthday. Tim says I don't usually go out on Friday the 13th. Okay. She's 64. Well, that's a pretty full life, I would say. Not that we want her to go anywhere anytime soon. It's also Russian Language Day, by the way. A United Nations observance dedicated to the Russian language and culture. That happens on 6/6/2026. In South Korea, it's their Memorial Day, a public holiday in South Korea in honor of those who died during military service. On the fun side of things, as though those things weren't fun, it's also considered National Drive-In Movie Day. When was the last time do people in the Philippines even know what a drive-in movie theater is? Huh? Just took everyone to IKEA who is, huh? Oh, I love going to IKEA to have lunch or breakfast. Swedish meatballs. Yum, yum. On the cheap. Even better. So it's National Drive-In Movie Day on 6/6/2026. It's also National Yo-Yo Day and National Trails Day, encouraging outdoor exploration and hiking. So you need to get out. And oh, I think my father died on June 6th, Tim says. You need to get out and encourage outdoor exploration and hiking on that day. That would be fun. Again, does anybody here know what a drive-in movie theater was? I believe one of my kids was conceived in a drive-in theater movie. So those are the types of things. But prior years, I don't think it was taken that way. I started talking about 6/6/2016. What were they saying then? What were they saying in 2016? The modern yo-yo was invented in the Philippines. I didn't know that. You need to do a video. It'll probably go viral. On June 16, 2016, there were also major events happening. They were Hillary Clinton securing enough delegates to become the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee. Oh, well, that's a fun factoid. There was a Harambe gorilla incident at the Cincinnati Zoo. I'm trying to recall that. Was that when somebody fell into the zoo, into the the surround? I don't remember that. Tim says he already did that video. Larry is, you might want to do it again on 6/6/2026. Yeah, that's a memory. My dad worked at the snack bar. His part-time job was behind there making pizzas. And so we used to get free tickets to get into the movie theater. Park the car, put the speaker on the window, and then what? Are you serious, Crystals? You've never been in a theater house? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you revealed that. That might be something that can happen when we visit the next time, if there is a theater in your neighborhood. So, as far as politics and world affairs, Hillary Clinton became the first woman to be the presumptive presidential nominee of a U.S. major party. In the U.S., efforts were ongoing to separate rebels from terrorists in Syria. 5 Jordanian intelligence workers were killed. So, if you guys, I just want to share with you. I wanted to make this more cultural than I did political, but I see that I wasn't successful doing that. So why don't I just bury myself the rest of the way on this? What's going on in this conflict has very little to do with not wanting Iran to possess a nuclear weapon. It has more to do, if you do your research on this, you'll find that there are 9 countries that exist that they're not able to bring into the fold in order to accept the digital dollar. And those countries are countries that you're all familiar with. They are Venezuela. Oh, imagine that, Venezuela. I think we just conquered them, didn't we? There is Cuba, another country I'm familiar with. There is 3. Country number 3 is Iran. Ah, we're going to bring them into the banking world fold. And then the other obvious ones are going to be Russia, Syria, North Korea, China. Well, I think China is actually on our side on this one. And I think that's the reason why he has requested help from China to open up the Strait of Hormuz. And so you guys get what's going on here, right? In order to preserve the dollar as the world currency, they're going to get away from the petrodollar. So it's not just about oil, but it is about currency domination in order to keep this thing going, right? What they're going to have to do is they're going to have to get everybody on board all at the same time. And so these countries don't want to go. Now, as you know, Venezuela has acquiesced, and Cuba we're in talks with right now. Cuba realizes that, hey, they're screwed. We're a small country. They've got no protection since Venezuela has been conquered by the United States. See, are you following what's going on here? For me, it's kind of easy to see, but I've heard very, very few people talking about it. Yeah, oil is too simplistic because when you talk about oil, Mike, here's what happens. Trump will point out, and it's absolutely true, that we're getting all the sweet crude oil we want out of the ground, and the majority of it's being exported. But here's the rest of it that nobody talks about too much, and that is that we don't have refineries that can refine sweet crude oil. See, my question was, after he said that, my question was, okay, why do the prices keep climbing? If we have plenty of oil that cars need to operate, Then why? Well, the Philippines, as you know, is considering it, Mike. As you know, they've made a formal statement about that. And they have said that they are definitely considering it. That's the Central Bank of the Philippines. I do the research so you don't have to. All this stuff interests me, of course, for investment reasons. So basically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to secure that digital currency because it makes all the national debt mystically and magically disappear. And so originally, well, pretty much it is crystals, but originally I wasn't buying into the whole thing that Trump was going to be a part of all this. I wasn't. He resisted it, remember? Remember in his campaign speech? No, this wasn't the direction that he was going at first. Not until he saw the money that was all involved in creating digital currency, and then he jumped in and he created his own coin. And then became a billionaire again off of that. So I mean, it is business as usual all over the world, all over the place, including here in the Philippines. Yeah, look that up, fact check me, and you're going to discover it that no, they have not declined. They haven't said they didn't want to do it. As a matter of fact, I don't know how many of you know this. Many Snow, you may know this. The youngsters seem to know this. We don't know if he's got pretending. That's true. He's simply being run by people. He's not in charge of anything. That no president is. Now, most likely, no world leader is. And so you have to consider that if they have the goods on you, you're screwed. They're going to get what they want out of you. They're going to be able to manipulate, and control you. I don't know why people can't grasp this concept that when you get that high up in public office, as a matter of fact, I don't know, you have handlers, or you're socially, influencing people, as Charlie Kirk was. You are basically being handled by somebody. And if you resist the temptation to be handled, you're given the what fors. You go against us, and you most likely will meet your demise a lot sooner than the average Joe. I'm not sure, that those threats actually take place, but I'm guessing that when you get that high up, you dang well better listen to your manipulators, your supporters, because if you cross them in any way, these people you don't want to meet in a dark alley somewhere. Mike says U.S. still gets the majority of oil from Canada because the oil refiners use heavy crude. We use heavy crude here in the United States, and so we export the sweet crude that comes out of the ground. And it's the cars that are using that are using the sweet crude, and it's industrial and diesel fuel operators, the truck drivers in particular, and also the hydroelectric plant, the diesel generator plants and things like that are using the heavy crude. And so this is very, very important, key to the success of the U.S. economy. But I understand that we have some refineries that are being built right now, but it will take 10 years to process that sweet crude. So in the meanwhile, we have to do something. Why would Trump care about oil coming out of the Strait of Hormuz if we had plenty of all we needed to export? He has said many times, right? Well, we're not doing it for us. He has said, we don't need the oil. See? The Venezuelan oil, by the way, is not sweet crude either. That is heavy crude. And they weren't able to keep all the refineries busy in the South. Places like the refineries in Texas. And so they had to fill them up with oil. So what they do? We'll just go grab some from Venezuela. That's the way that I see it. That's the way that I see it. You could, feel free to not accept my ideology on this. Tim, thanks. Have a nice sleep. So let's see, what were we talking about? Oh, 2016. Weather and disasters. So you had Tropical Storm Colin cause a state of emergency in Florida, becoming the earliest third named storm in the Atlantic Basin, flooding Australia and resulting in 3 deaths. No, nickel is sent to. Is that why they want to do away with the nickel, Mike? They did away with the copper penny. Now they want to do away with the nickel. So, business and technology, PLDT announced its subsidiary Smart Communications would use the 700 megahertz band to enhance LTE services in the Philippines. Sports and culture. Who won the French Open? Novak Djokovic won the French Open to compete in the career Grand Slam. The Golden State Warriors led 2-0 over the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA final. And in media, NPR journalist David Kilkey and his interpreter were killed in Afghanistan during the Afghanistan conflict there. Oh, it's used in weapons manufacturing. Okay. And then, of course, we have OT6 now. We have 2006, which I would think would have been the year, right? Would have been the year that the demons would have reared their ugly head, right? They would have just shown up and taken over. Because after all, 666 or 6606 is feared, right, as the day of evil, or was referred to during that year as the day of evil, and ultimately became a major day for pop culture releases and a few notable real world events, such as the Falador Massacre, RuneScape, one of the most famous events in gaming history, occurred on this day. Gamers would know this. I wouldn't know this because I'm not a gamer. But due to a glitch following a player-owned house party, a player named Duriel321 and others gained the ability to kill players off in the safe non-PvP areas, leading to a massive in-game massacre. Does anybody remember that? The Omen remake. 20th Century Fox strategically released the remake of the horror classic The Omen on this date to capitalize on 6606 Omen. Well, that's just sick, isn't it? Isn't that in of itself sick and evil? Crystal's crap. She's cracking me up. Oh my gosh. Trump's birthday is the birth of evil. Like I said, I don't believe that he's running anything. I never believed it. I don't believe that Biden ran anything. Satanic celebrations. The Church of Satan held its 40th anniversary high mass in Los Angeles to commemorate the date. I remember that. I thought that was totally freaky. I thought that was a totally weird thing to be doing. Roblox rumors. A popular urban legend, creepypasta, claims a massive hacking incident occurred on Roblox on this day, though it is widely considered a fictional story within the community. What also happened on that date to wrap things up? Yay, to wrap things up, and so we can get on with giving money away, is Senate gay marriage ban vote. A proposed constitutional amendment to ban same-sex marriage failed to gain enough votes in the U.S. Senate to proceed. In Iceland, you had leadership change. Prime Minister announced his resignation following poor election results. And you also had on that date the D-Day anniversary. As with every June 6th, the world observed the 62nd anniversary of the D-Day landings in Normandy. A meteorite hit Norway that same day. A significant meteorite impact occurred in northern Norway with an explosion compared by locals to the power of a small nuclear blast, though it hit a desolate area with no casualties. Are you guys reading the news, by the way? Are you reading the news about these fireballs flying everywhere, all over the place? But I haven't heard of any fireball sightings here in the Philippines. And Stefan Burns, physicist, geologist, and whatever he is, astrophysicist, thank you. Stefan Burns says it's totally not normal. Stefan Burns, Stefan Burns, astrophysicist, scientist extraordinaire, says that it is not normal and we're getting bombarded right now with plasma from sunspots that is wreaking havoc all over the planet. In terms of sports, you had the NBA Finals Game 1, where the Dallas Mavericks defeated Miami Heat 90-80. So that's what was going on in 6-6-6. I thought all that was very, very interesting. It's the fireballs that caught my attention today. The fireballs that they're looking kind of scary. Everybody's saying, those are just meteorites. So far they haven't killed anybody, but they're coming down and exploding upon impact. And Stefan Burns, astrophysicist, says that this ain't normal. All right, it's time to draw winners. So we're going to have 5 winners tonight of 100 pesos each. We have 23 million people in the house. Let me get my phone dialed into the right channel. If you wouldn't mind talking amongst yourselves until I could get to the homepage here. I'll try to be as inauthentic as I can while doing this. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm having so much fun saying that. It just cracks me up. Very inauthentic Dan here. All right. Here we go. So I've got the fake Starbucks made in China. I got this going on, right? It's got the little divots, the little balls in there, little bingo balls from 1 to 35. All you're going to do is choose the number between 1 to 35. That's all you're going to do. And then we're going to give away 500 pesos, but we're going to do it 100 pesos at a time. Now, if you're a winner, then you're out for the next time around, and that should increase the opportunity for others to win. So I want 5 separate winners to walk away with 100 pesos each. This will be fun, finding you all and then sending the money your way. This will be fun. When I put, you only get one guess, one person, one guess. You don't get multiple opportunities, okay? So let's go. When you see start appear in the chat section there, you may start guessing a number between 1 and 35. And as these numbers come up and you win, both you and that number will be temporarily retired. Is everybody clear on the instructions? It's very simple, really. Just put a number in the chat between 1 and 35 when you see start appear next to our channel name. Good luck to everybody. Let's get going. Guess, 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 guess. I see the usual numbers are being selected. Oh, that was a stupid thing to say. All right. All the guessing numbers have been guessed. And now I'm entering the stop guessing command in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop guessing as soon as you see that number appear. Stop. Hit the brakes. By the way, I am looking at different platforms in order to do some different types of live streams. So I'm going to be looking, of course, at the ones that you think that I would be looking at. More news to come on that. I don't know the names of them. I only know YouTube, but I mean, uh, someone said there's one called Stitch and there's one called. Anyway, I'm going to be looking at them, and then we're gonna decide what we're gonna do. Hopefully, they won't ban me from this platform forever, so that I'll be able to lead you in the right direction as to where I'm going to be broadcasting from on a particular day. But never fear, because it'll always show up being posted on the Facebook page. So that's how we're going to do that. Glenda, good evening. Glenda Montero's here. All right. So, yeah, it wasn't about being money. It wasn't about money. I wasn't making any money, right, on this channel. But being demonetized for inauthentic content, I don't even know what that means. Go correct it and reapply. I don't even know what they're talking about, I I don't feel a need to be monetized because I don't need the money. It was only giveaway money for you folks. And I figure, well, we'll just figure out the workaround. Plenty of people aren't monetized on YouTube, and they're making tons of money. You don't have to be monetized by YouTube is an avenue, that's one income stream, but there are many, many different others, and so we'll just figure out what direction that needs to go, like start a Patreon account. Yeah, I heard about that, Glenda. I can't believe it. So we'll just figure out, if we can use a Patreon model or something like that for subscription service. We'll figure the whole thing out. I don't want to make it too complicated, and then as long as I have access to this platform, the YouTube platform, I'm fine, I'll be just fine with it. It doesn't need to be monetized in order to get my ideas, my videos, and my opinion out there. But what does worry me is that if I were running their business, I wouldn't allow somebody to use my bandwidth space for free. In other words, it's I'm telling YouTube, I'm okay with your policies and everything. You could run commercials on my channel. You don't have to share revenue with me. But I don't know how all that works. I don't know if they just stop running commercials on your channel once they demonetize you. I don't know how the whole thing works. But one thing's for sure, if I were the CEO of YouTube, I wouldn't allow people to use my band space, which costs money, for free. I would eventually cut them off and say, "Get out of here, you bum. I'm not making any money off of you. Get out of here." I mean, YouTube has changed so much since the days of us posting video of our grandchildren, right? Wasn't that what it was all about in the beginning? You wanted to share some special event that happened with your family, and so you posted on YouTube, and now it's turned into some big industrial behemoth thing where people are actually running television shows and movies and the whole thing and doing serials and all kinds of things and drama. I especially like the Korean dramas. What about you, Minnie Snow? See what I mean? It's changed. I'm just a regular Joe. I'm just a regular guy, a regular Dan. I have no interest in all this other crap. All right. Anyway, yeah, I wanted you to see my little grandbaby. That's all. I guess that's what I'm saying. Where are we at? Oh, we have to all the numbers are in, right? Korean dramas. Yeah. All right. Let's pull a number. Let's pull a rabbit out of the hat. Okay. I wonder how this is going to show in the dark. Maybe it'll show better. You know, maybe it'll show better than with light. I don't really know. I can't even tell if I've got the number the right side up. What is it? What number do you see there? What number? Oh, what number? This ain't working out so well, is it? This ain't working out so well at all. I might have to hit the light for this. It looks like it's 21. It looks like, yeah, it's number 21. There you go. There you go. It's coming a little bit better into focus. This is brand new stuff. Number 21. So do we have a winner? Did anybody pick number 21 on this first go around? My God, I ran out of ink here. I need a pen. Crystals, did you win 100 pesos? I'm so happy for you. If I could just find a pen that can write so I could write down that you won with number 21. Crystals. Oh my God, this thing ran out of ink at the most inopportune moment. And I cannot find another pen because why? Because it's dark in here. That's why. Crystal, send me that. Send me your GCASH number and the number 21 to my PM, to my chat. That's how we'll do it. So that's number 21. I don't believe I have another pin here. All this prep should be done ahead of time. Note to self, number 21. Crystals. Ma'am Minnie, are you around? Do you have a pen? Thank you. Oh, she rescued me. She heard me. She's watching the show. She heard me. Number 21, crystals for 100. Congratulations. All right, so one's retired, and unfortunately, so is Crystal. So that's the way it works. Momshi is 21. Happy 21st birthday, Momshi. All right, here we go again. The second one, the second draw for 100 pesos is coming up. When you see start appear in the chat, you may start guessing number between 1 and 35, but don't guess number 21 because Crystal's guessed that it is retired. All right, that number is retired. Crystals will be here rooting you on, though. So whenever you see start appear in there, oh, you will be in what, 11 days? Something like that? Larry? All right. Looks like everybody has got their guess in. We will put in the stop command in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop guessing. All right. Instead of me going on a tangent this time, I will go straight to the bottle. What did I just say? Straight to the Starbucks. And pull out the next winning number. Hopefully it'll be a winner. For the second one tonight. You guys are okay with me doing it this way because I just wanted to make sure that if you are caught up in this gas crunch thing, that you had some gas money, that you have some way of getting to work. That's the most important thing. So I divided things up. All right, let's see if we have a winner here. It looks to me like number 17. 17 is the next one up. 17. Do we have anybody that won it with number 17? 17. I better throw this bad pin away so it doesn't RD vlog. RD, congratulations. You are the winner of 100 peso. RD vlog. Make sure you send me your current number to my chat messenger so that I could send you some money. Okay. You're welcome. You're most certainly welcome. Oh, this is going okay. A little bit smoother than I thought it would. A rough start. It'll be a fine finish, though. You ready to go again? So now that will be RD's out now and Crystal's is out. I mean that in the most loving way because they're already winners. The numbers that have already been selected that are no longer in the Starbucks bottle are number 21 and number 17. And when you see the start appear in the chat section, you may start guessing the number between 1 and 35 with the exception of those two numbers. Don't guess 21 or 17 because we're just going to laugh at you. Remember, you only get one guess. Here we go. When you see that appear, you may start putting your best guess in there. All right. Looks like everybody has guessed a number. And now I'm going to enter the stop command in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop guessing. Cool. Let's see if we have another winner here. And I pulled out, oh boy. Let me see. Number, what is that? 20? Oh yeah. That's number 20. That's number 20 for sure. All right. Do we have a winner with number 20? Number 20. Any takers at number 20? Mawelma, congratulations. Mawelma gets 100. Congrats. Congrats. All right. We're moving right along here. We got two more possibilities here. All right. We got two more opportunities, Anna G. When I put start in here, you can start guessing a number between 1 and 35. 1 to 35, but not 21, not 17, and not 20. They're already gone, so they're no longer in there. They're no longer in the Starbucks bottle. When you see start appear in the chat, start guessing a number between 1 and 35. But not 21, 17, or 20. They're out of there. And retired are also Crystals, RD Vlog, and Moelma. They're winners. Winners. All right. Looks like everybody has their guesses in. So let's go ahead and enter the stop command in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boop. Stop guessing. Mertz, what are you doing guessing twice? All right, let me see what we got in the Starbucks bottle here. All right, let me see. There's nothing more interesting than watching Dan play with his. Oh, wait, let's see. What is that? What is that? Somebody tell me what that is. My eyesight is so. Oh, it's number 6? Number 6. Thank you, Anime. That's number 6. Why can't I get a clear? There it is. Number 6. Did anybody guess number 6? No winner, thank God. No winner. Number 6 isn't in there, huh? No winner. No one guessed number 6. All right, let's go over the numbers again to make sure that you know which ones have already been called and they're no longer in the Starbucks bottle here. 21, 17, 20, and 6 are out of play. That's 21, 17, 20, and number 6 are out of play. So let's go for another number. Okay, when you see start appear in the chat, pick a number between 1 and 35, but don't pick one of the ones that I just mentioned. 21, 17, 20, and 6 are out of play. All others are available. Get your guesses in. For 100 pesos, I'm going to enter the stop command in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other than this part, I have to admit that I enjoy doing the show in the dark. All right, your guesses are in, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I could pull a winner out of the Starbucks jar here, made in China, that I got from Divi Mart, I think. It's a fake Starbucks thing. How do I know it's fake? It was very inexpensive, almost free. All right, what do we got? What do we got? I'm seeing it at the same time that you are. 30. Oh, it's upside down or sideways, but it looks like it's 32. Next time wear a glow in the dark cap, sir. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. That'll help out a lot. Let's see. 30. It looks like 32. What? 30. 32. Yeah. Anyway, even though it's upside down or whatever, it's 30. It's 32. This is so much fun. Yeah, there you can see it better. 32. Who won? Ryder? Ryder Adventure that has number 32. Ryder's the winner with 100 pesos. 32. Ryder Adventure. Congratulations. All right. What do we got so far here? We got, oh boy. One more, right? One more to go? One more to go. Am I getting that right? The numbers pulled so far 21, 17, 26, and Ryder Adventure just won with number 32. All right, let's see if we got a final winner. Now those numbers aren't in there no more, so don't choose those numbers. You're welcome, Ryder. Here we go. Let's see if we get another winner. So when I put start in the chat, you may choose a number between 1 and 35, but don't choose one of them. It ain't in there no more. Everybody will laugh at you saying, aren't you paying attention? Here we go. Start guessing as soon as you see that appear in the chat. All right. All right. It's going fast, going fast, going fast. And I'm getting ready to enter the stop guessing command in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop guessing. All right. I don't know. This might be the last draw of the evening, right? Let's see what we got. Oh, let's see. Wouldn't that be crappy if I dropped this on the floor before reading it? Let's see. Oh, it looks like it's in the 30s. What is that? What is that? Uh, is that 35? Wait. Dang, look. Dang, cuz. That's 35. Dang. That's definitely 35. Yep. Who won? Do we have a winner with 30? No winner with 35. Are you sure, Anime? 35, no winner. Some evenings, it's just hard to give away money. All right, at least we got 35 out of the way, right? So far we got 21, 17, 26, 32, and 35. They're out. So we're gonna go again till we give away this last 100 peso. When I put start in the chat, take another shot at it. All right. Yeah, we're going into overtime for sure. We're going into OT. Double overtime. Double, triple overtime. I was about ready to say, it's okay. I could do this all night long. But no, I'm not gonna. 27 million people in the house. I'm entering the stop command right now. I know I gave no warning. I don't know why I did that. All right. I'm getting anxious myself about getting out of here. Okay. Let's pull a number out of the hat here. Let's pull a winner out of here. This ought to be a winner. I'm feeling good about this one right here. Let's see. I don't know. Can't see it. It's dark in here. It's number 10. It's number 10. 10. It's definitely number 10. What? Are you S-ing me? You had number 10, Anime? Are you kidding me? What a way to end a show. Congratulations. Number 10 goes to Anime Reyes. Number 10, Anime is the winner. All right, make sure that you send me your GCASH numbers so I don't have to go look for them. Well, I know it was a weird show tonight. I just wanted to throw crap out there to see if any of it stuck to the wall. It looks like none of it did. So, anyway, I do appreciate there were 2 no winners. Yeah, that's right. There were 2 no winners. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Anime is the 5th winner. So let's see. Let me go over this, Larry, real quick. Okay, so there was Crystal's RD Vlog, Mawelma, and Rider Adventure, and Anime are tonight's winners. Does that sound right to everybody? Man, Minnie, are you here? You are. Come on over and say. I hope you don't mind working in the dark. She's gonna come over and say hello, goodbye. Hey, there she is.
Everybody.
Look at that. Oh, you're dressed
Good
perfectly for
evening.
the show. Everybody, have a nice evening.
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations to all the winners.
Winner. Hi,
There were 5 of
Minnie.
them tonight, Minnie. And we will see everybody on the
Okay,
next one. We
guys.
love you. Thanks for hanging in there
Good
with us.
night. I love you
Bye
guys.
bye.
Bye-bye.